All right, so today we're here in McKinney, Texas, about 20 minutes away from Dallas, or 25 or 30. One of my longtime customers fixed a lot of things on his car. Today it was a crank no start. The car shut off while she was driving it, so eventually they managed to bring it back here and park it for me. I came in, put the key in the ignition, turned on position. I heard the fuel pump prime. So I already know that I don't have an issue with the fuel pump because the fuel pump is brand new. I replaced it myself about a year ago. So before I even hooked up the scanner tool, I looked at the RPM gauge. As I'm cranking it, it wasn't moving. So in my mind, I already know we have a crank and cam correlation issue here. Most likely the crank is bad. That's what I'm thinking. So I told the customer, just go get a crank sensor. And in reality, yes, the code reflected that. So I'm not going to do much testing when it comes to this. No need for, I don't have a scope either way to scope the signal out or anything like that. So I'm just going to assume the crankshaft is bad and I'm going to put a part in it. Okay, I'm going to show you where the sensor is. Probably get some videos on it, but hey, why not? So just jack up the passenger side of the car. This is a 3.5 engine. So car is jacked up on the passenger side. Let's go underneath. All right. And while we're under the car, this is the bell housing right up here, and that's the motor. So right on the bell housing, you see my socket up there, right there. That's your crankshaft sensor right there. On this car, it's a 10mm bolt. Maybe it was replaced before. I thought it was a 8mm, but this one is a 10. Let me give you a close-up. I already disconnected it, of course, as you see. I will inspect the wiring, make sure we don't have no funniness there too. Come on. Oh, come on. You know you hate those bolts. Look like it's Loctite. It wants to come out, but then it doesn't. Yeah, I should have just took my electric ratchet. But I made a quick job out of this jokester. Yeah, definitely. You can see that. Looks like a Loctite bolt. Bobby. Another one? Let me see the part. Let me take this one out first. I'll be able to tell you for sure. Just gonna.
That go for alignment. You see how that tire is finished from the outside?
I know. All right. Yeah, it looks to be the part. It looks like they look alike. Those two parts right there. That's the old one. That's the new one. Yeah, it looks to be the part. I may pop it in there. And then you're going to see. There's the hole right there. All right. Put the bolt back. All right, I think we got a timing belt that's broken here. I'll remove that one. We see the rest of it. No movement. Try again. All right. Yep, definitely timing belt broke. So I was wrong. All right, 2-for-1 deal now. We're done with that one. Timing belt broken. We're gonna have to do that job some other time. This one. Another Dodge Ranger. I guess you gotta dodge them Dodges, man. I'm sorry. Anyhow, enough of the lame jokes. This one, we got a cylinder misfire on the number 5, which is under the intake manifold. So we gotta go ahead and do that. The owner husband already replaced the coil. Didn't make a difference there. So now we're going after the injector because it has a P0205 alongside the P0305. This is before, of course. So now we're here again to replace that injector. Hopefully it's just the injector, nothing in the wiring, but we'll test it out as we go along. To take this off, the air duct is off. You got this bracket that goes over the throttle body. You got two, I believe, 15mm bolts at the bottom there. You can just loosen them. You don't have to take them out all the way. Once you loosen them enough to have a little bit of play, you can remove this 10mm nut. And then after that, all of the hoses in the back, all of these PCV connections, all of them in the back, just remove those. And after that, just the bolts here, all those 10mm bolts at the top, and the brackets in the back. You got 10mm nuts right here and right here. That should be enough. I already loosened this transmission dipstick from the bottom. That's why I jacked up the car. That's the easiest way I found to get to it. But that's an 8mm. So that'll allow you to just pull it out. Actually, we're going to do it now while we're here. That's it. I'll take it out completely. I found this is, to me, the easiest method to deal with this thing, honestly. You might have a better technique, but I don't want to fight with this, trying to get it out. So that's really the only thing you're fighting with, trying to get it out. So, right there, unhook that. Let me go ahead and take those bolts loose at the bottom there, those two 15mm, and then we'll come back and see what we have. Okay, so we're done loosening the bolts. We got the two 10mm on the side there for the bracket, and we got the two 15mm right there at the bottom, if you can see them. I use my long extended ratchets, flexible ratchets, 15mm. Then the connections in the back, all of the vacuum hoses. There's one here, there's another one, and there's one in the back there. After that, come back here, release those brackets, one nut there, both of them are 10mm nuts. And while we're here, let's just loosen that completely if we could. Alright, there's a little bit of tension there, so I gotta probably loosen that, but it doesn't matter. Now, the only thing we have now that we gotta kinda fight with is the EGR pipe connected. It's in the back there somewhere. I'll show it to you if I could. Right there. That's the EGR pipe you see protruding right there. That's it right there. So that's the only thing really left connected to it. And as we're pulling, we should be able to do it. Let me see if I can one-hand it while you're here so you can see, but if not, there you go. It's kind of heavy, but not. All right, I'm gonna use two hands, guys, sorry. All right, so we're out. Again, to me, this is the best way. By removing the transmission dipstick ahead of time, you don't have to do so much fighting with it. Because if you don't remove it, honestly, it's a lot of fighting to trying to get this thing out of here. I'm not even sure it's possible, honestly. Certain jobs where, say you're working on this side only, you need a little bit of clearance. You don't have to remove it all the way. You could just kind of, flex it to the side. But for what we're doing right now, which is basically that injector right there, we have to remove it completely out of the car. And hopefully, like I said, the pigtail, the owner just called me and said, the store said that they don't carry the pigtail for this, for that injector. And so we're gonna have to do it without that, unfortunately, which it is what it is. It's gonna have some spillage there because I did not I did not purge the system of Freon. Freon. What am I talking about today? Woof, good morning to me. Fuel still in the rail probably. So as I go to remove the fuel rail, I'm probably gonna have some squirtage, but it's okay. So we're gonna do that. We got four 10mm bolts up. Is it 10 or no? This is 10, I believe. Let's just make sure 12. Yeah, 12. 12mm all the way around. I'm not sure why they're using 12. That's a lot of extra force for no good reason. I mean, the rail is not going anywhere. Actually, there's 5 of them. One over there. Two. No, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need some more coffee. Anyway, let me go ahead and remove that and try to remove this thing. Now, in fact, before I do that, I'm going to connect my scan tool and we're going to do some actuations. Here we go. Owner is back. Just pulling up. Let's see what we got here. Diagnosis, control unit, powertrain, ECM. Active test. Engine number 5. Thank you, brother man.
Man, you took it off fast.
Huh?
So you took it off fast.
That's what I do for a living, man. Don't be impressed,
Oh
please.
yeah, here. I got you.
Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you so much.
Man, this car gonna get us. I mean, it was doing good for a while, but
Yeah,
you know how it goes. Just start.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
I was telling there's a lot of noise from this type of this.
Suspension is
Yeah,
horrible.
I'm not even sure how safe it is to drive, really.
Me either.
So anyway,
That's something we're gonna do. Cause she keeps saying she wants the AC for it. I said that's not. You know.
yeah,
I mean, it's important, but
this is more important.
Yeah,
That's what I told her, honestly.
suspension. Cause I had a Grand Marquis back in the day.
Uh-huh.
And I would hear stuff squeaking all the time coming in. I went over the speed bump and boom,
That's it.
fall down on the car.
Yeah, the
What if
ball
that
joint
happens
came
on-
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if that goes on the highway? I mean,
did that.
you know,
Trust me, I know. I've seen it.
going like 80 miles an hour.
That's not going to be a good day for sure, for a lot of people.
So I think that's the next objective. I don't even know if it's so bad.
This is the issue with this Chrysler. I've replaced so
many.
many injectors on this type of motor, honestly. So it's just what it is. Right now, I just want to kind of confirm the wiring integrity. I'll deal with you later. So let me just see if I see anything. Okay. You hear right now? That clicking that you're hearing is confirming for me that the wiring is intact, at least at this point. So the injector is right now firing, but as the injector is failing, usually it fails when it's hot. So you can't trust that. Right now she can drive it and it drives smooth perfectly. She drives the car for about half an hour, then misfire comes back. That's usually how it happens.
With the wiring?
With the injector itself,
with the
because it has
injector
like
itself.
coil winding inside of it. When they get hot, it starts separating.
Right. Because isn't it like a spring that shoots up and down? real
That's
fast?
the pin tool. All right, guys. So as you see, I'm sweating. It's literally like 105 degrees right now, very hot. So just finished this job diagnosing the injector. It was firing, but it's one of those things where when it gets hot, it quits. So that's definitely a sign of a bad injector. As far as the wiring, I think the wiring is intact, because the wiring doesn't fail intermittently in my experience. So that's about it. So in hindsight, the crankshaft sensor on the first car only cost the owner, literally, it says $1.25. So I guess the crankshaft, he had some prior points with the auto store, so it was $1.25. Yes, I loaded the parts cannon. I'm gonna admit I was wrong. It was premature, but I was, I did not really think that it was going to be a timing belt situation, but it ended up being a timing belt situation, which they opted to actually repair it. So now I'm going to go and price everything out for them, and we're going to set up a date next week to come and do the timing belt. I will try to not film it, but at least give you some pointers. Whatever I go to, it's going to be my first time, but I'm sure I will be able to gain some insight and share with you. So the other car, the second car, we put the new injector in. Of course, I wanted to film as we went, but the owner was there, and I just kind of feel awkward doing that in front of the owner, to be honest with you. So we fixed that one. It's running fine, no leaks, nothing. They want to fix the suspension, so I'm just happy that we've done a good job. So the owner trusts us right now, so he's willing to recommend and actually call us back for further jobs. So job well done. I'm headed to AutoZone right now to get some wipes. Guess I ran out. So I'm gonna see you. Actually, maybe today we're gonna do a alternator on Nissan Armada. Not sure yet, but I'm gonna go back in town, and when we get there, we'll see what the owner wants to do. If he wants us to replace it, we'll go ahead and do that, and I'm trying to film it for you guys, give you some pointers, whatever I can to help you guys out right there. So comment, question, whatever you need, put it in the section down below. Let's talk about it. I'm here, I'm open. Thank you guys.